Welcome back to the Drone Bible. Today we're taking a look at the Ghost Bat by Boeing, I believe, yes, and being made in Australia, which is very interesting how all that took place. I think Anduril's down using Australia too for their submarines. But at any rate, must be something good down there. I've been to Australia quite a few times and love the people, love their work. Pretty great place. So this particular Ghost Bat, and I keep getting it mixed up with another name from another group, but anyway, it's considered the loyal wingman, and it's slated to try to play the role of our F-22s, F-35s go out, and it has a fleet up to 5, maybe even more, of these drones flying alongside of them, like a wingman. They can push them out to take on other craft, launch missiles, do intel work. It's a great opportunity. So it's a great thing to go do to develop that capability. And so it made a first flight and a first kill recently, so that's pretty cool. So let's see what Mr. Taylor has to say about it, and I'll see you on the backside.
On December 8, 2025, an autonomous combat aircraft took off from RAAF Base Woomera in South Australia. It was operating as a loyal wingman to a Boeing E-7A Wedgetail and a Boeing FA-18F Super Hornet. It received 4 commands from a human operator on the E-7. It then engaged a Phoenix jet target drone with an AIM-120 Advanced Medium-Range Air-to-Air Missile. The target was destroyed. The unmanned aircraft returned to base. It was the first time in history an unmanned aircraft had successfully fired an AIM-120 AMRAAM in a live engagement. It was only the second time any unmanned aircraft had scored a beyond visual range air-to-air kill. And it happened not in the United States, not in China, not in Russia. It happened in Australia, with an aircraft designed and built in Australia by a country that has never before led a major combat aircraft program. The aircraft is called the Ghost Bat. The designation is MQ-28A. And as of the publication of this video, it is the most operationally mature collaborative combat aircraft in the Western inventory. Today we are going to break down what Ghost Bat actually is, why Australia is leading this program instead of the United States, and what the December 2025 milestone tells us about where the next decade of air combat is heading. This is the Drone Bible. Ghost Bat is an autonomous collaborative combat aircraft, or CCA. The category is sometimes called loyal wingman. The basic idea is that crewed combat aircraft like the F-35 and the FA-18F should not be flying alone into contested airspace anymore. They should be flying with a team of unmanned aircraft that handle parts of the mission a human pilot does not need to do, that absorb risk a human cannot afford to absorb, and that extend the kill chain across multiple platforms. That is the loyal wingman concept. Ghost Bat is the most mature implementation of it. Physically, Ghost Bat is about 38 feet long with a 24-foot wingspan, weighs roughly 7,000 pounds, and has a range exceeding 2,000 nautical miles. That puts it in roughly the size class of a small fighter, but at approximately 1/10 the cost of a typical crewed combat aircraft. The engine is a Williams International FJ44 turbofan. That is a small business aviation engine widely used across the corporate jet market. Boeing did not develop a new power plant. They picked an engine that already exists, that already has a logistics chain, that already has a maintenance pipeline. That is the same hardware-rich strategy we saw on Shield AI's X-Bat with the F-110 engine. Pick the mature components. Compress the timeline. Compress the cost. The most distinctive feature of Ghost Bat is the modular nose. The entire forward section of the aircraft is removable. You can swap it for a different mission package and the aircraft becomes a different platform. ISR nose for reconnaissance missions. Electronic warfare nose for jamming and spectrum operations. Sensor fusion nose for serving as a flying radar node. Strike nose for kinetic engagement. The airframe is the truck. The nose is what determines today's mission. And there are 3 blocks. Block 1 is the prototype generation. 8 aircraft built. More than 100 test flights. The AIM-120 live-fire happened on a Block 1 aircraft. Block 2 is the operational variant the Royal Australian Air Force will receive. 3 are in production and test. 6 more were ordered in December 2025 under a $1.4 billion Australian dollar contract. Block 3 is the export baseline variant. Larger wingspan for extended range. Updated communications. And the most significant change, Block 3 adds an internal weapons bay capable of carrying 1 AIM-120 or 2 small diameter bombs, which means the aircraft can carry weapons internally for the first time. Internal carriage matters because it preserves the stealth signature that external missile racks would compromise. Now here's the part of the story that I want you to think carefully about. The MQ-28 Ghost Bat is leading the Western Collaborative Combat Aircraft race. And it is not American. The United States Air Force has its own CCA program. It is currently down-selected to Endural Fury and General Atomics YFQ-42A. Both are excellent programs. Both are years behind Ghost Bat in operational maturity. Why? Several reasons. Australia started early. Boeing Defence Australia began the Air Power Teaming System program in 2017, which became the MQ-28. The US CCA program is much younger. Australia also started outside US international traffic in arms regulations, which initially gave Boeing Australia design freedom that US domiciled programs do not have. That changed after a 2023 collaboration agreement, but the early years of clean sheet design without ITAR review allowed faster iteration. The deeper reason is national strategy. Australia knows the United States cannot project unlimited combat air power into the Indo-Pacific in a high-end conflict with China. The geography is too vast, the runways are too vulnerable, the magazine math too unfavorable. Australia is investing in collaborative combat aircraft because Australia needs to multiply its own combat capability without a corresponding multiplication in pilot training and crewed platform procurement. Ghost Bat is sovereign Australian capability designed for sovereign Australian use, with 70% of program expenditure remaining inside Australia and more than 200 Australian suppliers participating. And then the international interest started arriving. Rheinmetall partnered with Boeing on March 31, 2026 to offer Ghost Bat to the German Bundeswehr. Japan signed a collaborative combat aircraft framework with Australia in April 2026. The Royal Air Force, the Royal Navy, the United States Air Force, the United States Navy are all named as possible operators. Boeing has indicated Ghost Bat may serve as the baseline for future Boeing CCA submissions to U.S. programs. So the aircraft Australia built sovereignly may end up flying for half the Western Alliance. Let me tell you why the December 8th engagement matters more than the press coverage suggests. The headline is that Ghost Bat fired an AMRAAM and killed the target. That is true and it is impressive. But the operationally significant detail is buried in the trial reports, and it is this. The Ghost Bat received 4 commands from the operator on the E-7A wedgetail during the entire engagement. 4. Not 400. Not 40. 4. Read what that means carefully. A modern multi-platform engagement involves hundreds of decisions. Target acquisition, target identification, identification friend or foe, weapon selection, weapon arming, launch authorization, launch geometry, post-launch tracking, missile guidance updates, terminal phase, kill assessment. In a fully manual engagement, every one of those decisions is a human action. In a 4-command engagement, the autonomy stack handled all of those decisions inside parameters the human commander had already approved before the mission started. That is what the Department of Defense calls trusted autonomy. The phrase sounds like marketing, but it is actually a precise engineering term. It means the human-machine relationship has matured to the point where the human supervises rather than micromanages. The pilot of the future does not fly the unmanned aircraft. The pilot of the future authorizes mission parameters, then the unmanned aircraft executes inside those parameters, asking for human input only a decision points the human reserved authority over. Ghost Bat just demonstrated that level of trust in a live combat scenario, with a real missile against a real target. And that demonstration changes the procurement calculus across the entire Western Alliance. Until December 8th, the question was whether trusted autonomy would actually work in operational conditions. After December 8th, the question is how fast we can field it across enough platforms to matter. Here's where I land on this aircraft. Ghost Bat is the most operationally mature collaborative combat aircraft in the Western world today. It has flown more hours, completed more tests, and demonstrated more capability than any of its competitors. The December 8th AMRAAM engagement is a milestone the US CCA program has not yet matched. Block 2 will be in operational service before the end of the decade. Block 3 will be exported to Allied Air Forces starting around 2028. But I want to flag what we do not know. Block 3 has not flown yet. The internal weapons bay has not been demonstrated. The expanded wingspan dimensions are not public. The communications architecture upgrades are not detailed. Service ceiling, top speed, endurance, signature characteristics, most of those numbers are classified or undisclosed. What we have is a credible operational milestone on Block 1 and a paper roadmap to Block 3. Those are different things. We also do not know how Ghost Bat will perform against the rest of the field. Enduro Fury and General Atomics YFQ-42A are real competitors. Shield AI X-Bat is in a different class, runway independent, vertical takeoff and landing, but it solves an overlapping strategic problem. The Western CCA market is going to mature over the next 3 to 5 years and the field is not yet decided. Ghost Bat has the lead. The lead is not the same as the win.
Let me tell you, one of the lessons here, a much deeper lesson, is this program is more structural rather than technical. What I mean by that is, if Australia can be licensed to basically make these vehicles, that means any of our other allies could do the same thing, be it South Korea or anywhere, as long as they're an ally, of course. And also it means they can build their own. What this ultimately implies is that they would have to fuse with American companies like Anduril or Shield AI that has software that they can tie their platform into and communicate with their loyal wingmen. Very interesting. Gives us other paths, not a single point failure any longer. The bottom line is that in the era of the U.S. Defense Department, or industry that is, all these things were built by default and only in a Western source, that thus being anywhere in the United States. The Ghost Bat is one of the clearest signals that that policy is now ready to change. That is the strategic story of this aircraft. Not just what it does, but who built it, and what that tells us about the next decade of partnerships and building, not necessarily in the United States. One other thing I want to talk about too, since these are going to be flying as loyal wingmen, they're going to also need to pass electronic hardening measures. Most of the drones that we see and we work with just bypass this altogether. But because this particular drone is going to be flying with F-35s and F-22s, all the electronics on board needs to have the same, they need to meet the same requirements as the F-35 or the F-22. So that's something new to think about too. I am Dr. Peter Russo. I hope you enjoyed this conversation video about the Ghost Bat and what it strategically means both technically and structurally. Stay tuned for a link where you can get the free download of the data card for this project. And I'll see you on the web.
Before you go, make sure and get the free download of the data card for the drone shown in this video. Also, if you are enjoying these videos, please subscribe to our channel to receive notifications of new videos being uploaded.